chronic illnesses. We've had patients get off medication they've taken for years, and they continue to keep a healthy weight long after they've done our program. There's no prepackaged foods to buy, no drugs, no exercise, and no gimmicks.
If it's time to get serious about losing weight, then it's time to call Dr. Jim at Fat Loss DFW at 844-801-THIN. That's 844-801-THIN, or visit fatlostdfw.com. Take a look at the free video and book your appointment today. That's fatlostdfw.com.
How much of your life are you losing because of pain? I'm Dr. Chad Glines, DC at Genesis Back and Neck, and I really do want to give you your life back.
My name is Russell, and I have scoliosis. I didn't realize that spinal decompression could help someone like me, but I heard the commercial for Dr. Chad, and I thought, why not? We sat down and talked, and today there's improvement, which is pretty amazing because the whole process is really easy. Dr. Chad's staff was very welcoming. They made the process seamless. They made me feel so comfortable. Having scoliosis, I didn't realize that spinal decompression was an option for me, but I'm so glad today that I heard the commercial and I did something about it. So if you're hurting, you should call Dr. Chad.
That just blesses me to hear that. At Genesis, we accept most major insurances, and your first visit will be at no charge. Call me. 817-328-1922. That's 817-328-1922, or online at genesisback.com.
Hey, it's Mark Davis. You've heard me talk about how great it was for Josh DeShong to take the reins and sell our house. I want him to do the same for you, and I asked Josh how he can make that promise to agree on a sales price and a time frame, and if it doesn't happen, he buys your house. How's that working out?
We can drive more exposure than anybody else can on our properties. The more exposure means more money.
It's basically legwork, doing the marketing, getting that first. You only need one buyer. Always heard you say you need one buyer. Your job, find it.
Yep, exactly. And so the more people that see the property, the more somebody ends up paying for it, the more it's better for everybody all around. So we've been at right now to about a house a day this year.
Josh DeShong Real Estate, top ranked for a reason. Call him at 972-325-6644 or the website getsold.net. When it's time to get serious about selling that home, call the man who did it for us, Josh DeShong, 972-325-6644 or getsold.net, 972-325-6644.
The holiday concert of the year is returning to Dallas December 6th at American Airlines Center. Michael W. Smith and Amy Grant with the Dallas Pops together again on stage performing holiday classics. Dallas's newest holiday tradition will fill American Airlines Center with the holiday spirit. Sunday, December 6th, Michael W. Smith and Amy Grant with the Dallas Pops at American Airlines Center. Tickets on sale now online at Ticketmaster.com by calling 800-745-3000 or at the American Airlines Center box office.
Boina Brasa Brazilian Steakhouse, an award-winning restaurant in Grapevine, invites you to experience the true flavors of Brazil. And to celebrate their 15-year anniversary, Boina Brasa is now offering a very special price. For only $37.50, enjoy an exceptional dining experience with 16 sizzling, tender cuts of meat and an exquisite gourmet salad bar with over 40 items to choose from. Boina Brasa, Highway 121 at Hall Johnson in Grapevine. Call 817-251-9881. That's 817-251-9881.
660 AM. The Answer. If it's important to you, it's on the Wells Report on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. The search continues for answers to the horrific shooting at a small college in Roseburg, Oregon. Who's responsible? The mom. Who's responsible? Is it the mom? Is it the dad for divorcing the mom, or the mom divorcing the dad? Is it family court? How many stories do we have to read before we realize that maybe we're doing something wrong when it comes to separating these families, especially where sons are involved? Yes, a lot of sons are raised beautifully by their moms only. Yes, a lot. It happens all the time. But the percentage of sons that have real problems under those circumstances is far too high. Wouldn't anyone agree? Is it time for family courts to start thinking a little bit about that? But there might be someone else. There might be another agent in this sorry mess that has just a little bit more, shall we say, reality in the sorting through the preponderance of the evidence. Daniel from Roy City is on the right track. Daniel, welcome to the Wells Report. Hello.
Jon-David, I guess my question has to do with the legal recourse of the families. Given that they're in a public environment where they're required not to bring the firearm into the school, why isn't this public institution legally liable to the families for some sort of for not protecting the kids?
Why indeed? Why indeed? That would be one of the first questions I would ask. This is a pro-Second Amendment community. Why? Why is there a gun-free zone right in the middle of it? Why is that? Why would that happen? Well, because there's a sickness that pervades American academia. I'm going to give you an example of it right this very minute. It's a ridiculous sickness. It is a loss of logic. The Second Amendment of the United States makes it clear. Court verdicts have made it clear that there is an individual right among Americans to carry weapons. It doesn't say that you have an individual right to petition the state for a concealed handgun license. It says you have the right to bear weapons. Yes, it seems to me that the college is responsible. Any place that forbids someone who would otherwise be able to carry a weapon legally on their premises is certainly liable for gun injuries that happen when they first render everyone that could do something about it, even documented by the state, as defenseless. These are the same people that have absolutely no problem whatsoever rushing to court when their political agenda is threatened. Why is it that we on the right keep letting these people go? Why don't we sue this college for forcing people to remain defenseless before the onslaught? Why don't we? Why is it that Cinemark isn't being absolutely lambasted with civil actions, one after the other, for the shoot down in one of their theaters? They still forbid anyone to carry a weapon in their theaters. Diane in Dallas, welcome to the Wells Report. Hello.
Hi, and I hope I don't aggravate your listeners, but it's not surprising to me that it came out that this boy possibly had Asperger's syndrome. This is not the first time that it came out that a young man who shot up a school had Asperger's syndrome. The young man in Connecticut, it came out that he possibly had Asperger's as well. I definitely think it's the mom's fault. Not really her fault, but she shouldn't have paid more attention. If she knew he had Asperger's and if she knew he had a gun or knew he had a propensity to this, that possibly it could have been prevented if she had somehow gotten him some more assistance.
Thanks very much for that analysis. I appreciate it. 866-660-5759. Christopher McCarthy wrote a special to the Star Telegram. In case you do not know who Christopher McCarthy is, he is one of our neighbors. He is someone who has strong feelings. He is a professor and associate chair of the Department of Educational Psychology in the College of Education at the University of Texas in Austin. The special to the Star Telegram says, shootings, teachers do not need another reason to burn out, by Professor Christopher McCarthy. Recent news that a gunman killed students and a professor at Umpqua Community College in southwestern Oregon is both shocking and disturbingly familiar in the U.S. But aside from the needless violence, there is another much less reported consequence of school shootings: teachers unwilling to enter or stay in the profession. Now listen carefully. You're about to hear the tragic flaw deeply embedded in the minds of American academia, especially in higher education. In fact, the higher in the education ladder you go, the more intractable this deficiency seems to be. We must do more to blunt teacher burnout that could be exacerbated by mass casualties shootings at schools. Now, I'm not going to criticize the thought process of Professor Christopher McCarthy, and I'm not going to say, gosh, it would sure be easy to say that this guy is narcissistically focused on his profession and himself. But I will tell you that we need to do an awful lot of blunting nearly at every corner of the American society. Anything that would be exacerbated by mass casualty shootings anywhere, let alone at schools. Really, Professor? Policy, and then comes this shard of insanity right smack dab in the middle of what may be a perfectly functioning mind. Listen to this. Policymakers must understand that guns have no place in any educational setting, K through 12, or college. Do you see this? Do you see this? Policymakers must understand that guns have no place in any educational setting, K-12 or college. More about that in just a second. Sandy in Garland, Texas. Welcome to the Wells Report. Hello.
Hi, JD. I'm not sure if you're aware, but Virginia Tech did pay out several millions of dollars because they did not protect their students.
Yep. So, and this needs to happen more often, and it needs to be publicized. Because as soon as this becomes much more of a problem, as soon as this begins to start costing these places lots and lots and lots of money, they'll stop. They'll stop. Policymakers should understand that guns have no place in any educational setting, K-12 or college. With all due respect, Professor, policymakers already understand that guns have no place in any educational setting. The people that disagree with you are the gunmen, and they have indefatigably decided that guns have a place in your educational setting. And when I say your educational setting, sir, I'm talking about the University of Texas at Austin. Charles Whitman, ring a bell? Policymakers must understand that guns have no place in any educational setting. Professors and teachers at K-12 through college need to understand that gunmen believe that guns do have a place in any educational setting. And they are absolutely, completely okay with bringing those guns on campus and blowing people to pieces. They have no problem with it whatsoever. And it has nothing to do with policymakers, has nothing to do with law, has nothing to do with anything. The police response in Roseburg, Oregon was spectacular. The police officers may have been there sometime within 3 minutes. It's unbelievable. But unfortunately, when seconds count, police are only minutes away, even the best police force in the world. These people take this, these professors, these academicians, these academics take it as absolute unrequited law that guns have no place in any educational setting. Why do you believe that? Since it's obviously faulty thinking. Why do you believe that? How many people have to die on colleges in gun-free zones before you guys say, you know, we might be wrong about this one? What are you doing? Professor McCarthy goes on to say school administrators must make sure their teachers know what to do should such events take place. What should they do? Since guns have no place in any educational setting, what should teachers know when something like this happens? What should they know? We know we can't take the gunman aside and spank him in the hallway. Corporal punishment is illegal in most schools. What are you going to do? Stand there with your piece of chalk in hand, stare at the gunman and say, "If you shoot me, I will give you an F." I'll write notes in your school records. I know. What's a teacher supposed to do? Somebody's standing there with an AK-47. He says, "What's your religion?" What are you going to do? Throw a stapler at him? Boom. Okay, what's the first student going to do? Since there are no guns on campus, what they're going to do is they're going to stand there and they're going to die bravely. Except one student decided that that wasn't what he was going to do. He was a war veteran, and he walked right up to the gunman and tried to talk him out of it. He got shot 7 times. He's still alive. What if he had a .40 caliber sidearm? What if he just happened to have in his tactical pants pocket his favorite Beretta from his Army days in Afghanistan? He would have reached into that pocket. He would have pulled out that Beretta. He would have eased that safety off. He would have come to an isosceles stand, and he would say, "Drop the rifle." And if the guy twitched the wrong direction, boom, gone. A soldier was there. But no. Policymakers must understand that guns have no place in any educational setting. Balderdash. You don't even have to say that teachers should go out and get CHLs. All you have to say is this.
EOS Mobile.
If you have a CHL, you can take your weapon anywhere you want to go. Anywhere you want to go. Take it with you anywhere you want to go. Do you think these people aren't going to realize that they can get their head blown off in very short order if they go and try this ridiculous thing again? Do you think that them walking into a gun-free zone is not completely calculated? Chris Mintz is now trying to recover from his wounds. But what somebody at that college needs to do, you need to send him a Beretta M9 and tell him to carry it with him everywhere he goes on that campus. And oh, by the way, we've got a scholarship for you at the University of Oregon as well. God bless you. Thank you for what you've done. You saved countless lives. This is the Wells Report. More in just a moment. You have a cell phone. I have a cell phone. All God's creatures have cell phones. Seems like it. I mean, my car has a cell phone. My car has a cell phone. And it's duly connected to a very important part of American commerce, and that is a gigantic major cell phone company. Yeah. And these major cell phone companies, year after year after year, contribute huge amounts of money to politicians. Oh, conservative politicians? Oh, no. To liberal candidates who support a liberal agenda. 10,000 liberals have been elected to office at local, state, and national levels because of these major mobile cell phone companies. So, what should you do? What should all of us do? We should immediately jump into EOS Mobile's welcoming arms, because they're the only mobile company that pledges to support conservative causes, groups, and candidates. 5% of every dollar you spend with EOS Mobile goes to those conservative causes. Their plans? Cheap. They're an average of 10 to 15% lower in price than the big guys for the same package of phone, data, text, and talk. They have the latest smartphones, and all they're doing is waiting for you. Contract with the big guys? You've got a contract. Hey, I'm stuck in this contract. I'll be supporting liberal politicians for the next 2 years. Don't worry. EOS Mobile will buy out your contract. And get this, you can keep your same telephone number. Oh, this is too good. EOS Mobile, founded by conservatives for conservatives. Contact EOS Mobile for more information. Call eoscell.com. Don't call it. Actually, go to your computer and get it done. eoscell.com is the website. EOSCELL.com. You get in touch with them immediately. You tell them you heard about it from Jon-David Wells and the Wells Report. They'll take special care of you. EOS Mobile. Call them today.
Truth spoken here. More of which is next. The Wells Report on 660 AM. The Answer.
The only Boat Talk radio show in town is right here on 660 AM The Answer. Hi, everyone. Dennis Gibbs, the boat guy here. Live every Saturday at 6 p.m. The Big Boat and Outdoor Show has great advice on how to maintain your boat the right way. Lake Level Ginger's Lake Report keeps you informed, and our special guest has you entertained. It's all about having fun on the water. The Big Boat and Outdoor Show, brought to you by BoatSelect.com, the site where thousands of boats are for sale.
If your credit card debt is out of control, if you're in over your head dealing with monthly payments, there's a powerful secret the credit card companies don't want you to know. If you have more than $5,000 in credit card debt, you have the option to settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. That's bad news for credit card companies, but it's great news for you. We're Debt Relief Advocates, and we're offering you free information on how to virtually eliminate your credit card debt and make your monthly payment affordable. To see how much you could save, call now, 1-800-721-8733. Don't declare bankruptcy. Give us 10 minutes and we could save you thousands. We depend on your success and offer a guarantee, so there's no risk. Debt Relief Advocates. Live better debt-free. Find out how easy it is by calling now. For the secret the credit card companies don't want you to know, call Debt Relief Advocates now and see how much money you could save for free. Call 1-800-721-8733. That's 1-800-721-8733.
Hi, I'm Tom Kidd, engineering graduate of Texas A&M and owner of Structured Foundation Repairs. Our number is 972-484-1200. Our motto is to do the right thing. In some respects, it's hard being the company that always does the right thing. But for our customers' sake, it's very important that we do. Being fully insured, as an example, costs us a lot of money, but it protects our customers. Having employees instead of day laborers is a huge responsibility, but our dedicated employees ensure that we do the best repairs we can. Managing a large office staff can be tedious, but they provide our customers a helpful voice when they need something urgent. Returning every phone call is time-consuming, but instills our customers with confidence that we will always be there when they need us. The Aggie Code of Honor states that Aggies don't lie, cheat, or steal, or tolerate those that do. That code was the principle our company was founded on, and it guides our daily operations. If this sounds like the kind of company you could trust to repair your foundation, call us today for a free evaluation at 972-484-1200 or click structuredfoundation.com.
Hi, I'm Jon-David Wells, here for my good friend Walt Parker and InvestingMakesMeSick.com. You've been advertising for years, Walt, but there are still people who are not familiar with InvestingMakesMeSick.com. Tell us about that.
If you're new to the DFW area and looking for investment services to help you understand your investments, as well as help you learn more about choices other than stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and annuities, give us a call. Remember, we do offer our We Come to You service.
If you are not new to DFW and you've been listening to Walt for years, don't wait any longer. It's time to call.
Don't settle for limited investment choices. You owe it to yourself to understand your investment choices.
Walt can help you understand all your options. Call him today, 972-463-3833, or log on to investingmakesmesick.com.
Securities and investment advisory services offered through Titan Securities. Member FINRA SIPCI. InvestingMakesMeSick.com and Titan Securities are not affiliated. Investment subject to individual investor suitability and risk tolerance. Investments involve a high degree of risk and may be considered speculative and may result in the entire loss of the amount invested. May also incur substantial fees and expenses which are borne by the investor.
Hi, this is Eric Nadel for Sovereign European Sleep Systems. You know, I sleep in the best hotels all over the American League, but nothing compares to the sleep I get on the Sovereign bed I bought 9 years ago. Savin beds are not only exquisitely comfortable, they're incredibly durable because Savin uses only natural latex foam and individually pocketed coils. Stop in and lay down on one. Savin European Sleep Systems in Dallas and Southlake on the web at sovn.com.
660 AM, The Answer. Only for Texas. This is the Wells Report on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. You know, when we were young parents and our kids were going through school, one of the big hot topics, sex education. Yeah. Modern day American teenagers are as connected to the greater world and to each other than any other generation in history. But there are some problems. The CDC has noted the U.S. teen pregnancy rate is substantially higher in the U.S. than in other industrialized nations. Now, you got to keep in mind, it keeps going down in the United States, but it's higher than in other industrialized nations. Of the 34% of teens who say they had experienced zug in the past 3 months, 4 in 10 say they do not protect themselves in their encounters. Only 1 in 5 have ever been tested for HIV. Nearly half of the 20 million new cases of STDs are contracted each year among young people ages 15 to 24. Sex ed in the U.S., fail. It's not working. Hello, we need to fix it. This is the Wells Report.
Hey everybody, Mark Davis from my friends at Good Feet, America's #1 arch support. And that invites the question, who needs arch supports? Answer is more people than you think. Do your feet hurt at the end of a day? That's not just the way life is supposed to be. You should have arch support where your feet feel great even at the end of a long day of walking. If your feet hurt at the beginning of the day, man, you got all kinds of issues and they can be helped. You can get out of pain with arch support. It could be structural misalignment, plantar fasciitis, kind of a foot alignment, supination, overpronation, all these technical things that they know about at Good Feet. And what you'll know is you can walk in pain. You can limp in and walk out pain-free. This happens with so many people. I want to send everybody to goodfeetdfw.com, goodfeetdfw.com, Plano, Fort Worth, Southlake. Absolutely fantastic people. No shots, no medicine, no surgery, just relief from pain. So get out of pain today. 888-660-0942. 888-660-0942 or goodfeetdfw.com. That's goodfeetdfw.com.
There are times when people need a little extra money. Honest, hardworking people. And some banks don't always make it fast or easy. But finally, there's a company that gets it that could help my listeners that need the money. Avant. You simply go to avantoffer.com to check your rate risk-free with no effect on your FICO score. Complete your application in minutes and the funds could be in your account as soon as tomorrow. If any of my listeners need a loan between $1,000 and $35,000, go to avantoffer.com. Avant will give you a $50 Amazon.com gift card after you make your first payment on time. For this offer and to check your rate risk-free, go to avantoffer.com and enter promo code Prager. That's AVANT offer.com, promo code Prager. Loans made by WebBank and by affiliates of Avant Incorporated. California loans offered by Avant are made under finance lender's license number 603K124. Funds are generally deposited via ACH for delivery next business day if approved by 4:30 p.m. Central Time, Monday through Friday. Amazon is not a sponsor of this promotion. Other restrictions apply. See website for details.
Do you want to change the lives of children in our community? If so, join us at the Nancy Lieberman Charity Celebrity Golf Tournament Tuesday, October 13th at Prestonwood Country Club in Plano. Join us for a day of friends, fun, and golf as we raise money for children here in the Metroplex. If you want to chip in and play or sponsor, call 972-473-2121 or go to nancyliebermancharities.org. Thanks to all our sponsors, and I'm looking forward to a great day on the links.
This is 660 AM, The Answer. A service of Salem Media Group on the NASDAQ as SALM, KSKY, Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. 660 AM, The Answer.
Fox News Radio, I'm Karen McHugh. Hillary Clinton breaks with the president on the Trans-Pacific Partnership trade deal.
What I know about it as of today, I am not in favor of what I have learned about it.
Courtesy PBS, Mrs. Clinton joins with several Democrats in Congress who also oppose the TPP, saying it'll kill American jobs. Russian fighter jets have been getting up-close looks at U.S. drones in the skies over Syria.
The Russians have not attempted to shoot down those drones, which are flying above ISIS-held territory in Syria. But sources tell me the Russians want to make their presence felt.
Fox's Jennifer Griffin at the Pentagon. Russian warships, meanwhile, in the Caspian Sea fired cruise missiles at targets in Syria today. The Coast Guard's now officially ended its search for 33 missing crew members from a sunken U.S. freighter. The nearly 800-foot-long El Faro sank off the Bahamas during the height of last week's hurricane. Fox News. We report, you decide.
660 AM The Answer. Just in time for Halloween. 660 AM The Answer presents the Democratic Debate. And you can watch it live with your friends at the Studio Movie Grill in Dallas. Come out and join Mark Davis and Jon-David Wells. This one just might scare your socks off as we gather to see what we're up against next November. Tuesday, October 13th at the Studio Movie Grill in Dallas. Tickets are just $10. Available at 660amtheanswer.com.
Sponsored by AAA Auger Plumbing Services.
My name's Steve Hoffman. I'm 56 years old, and I'm a regular guy just like you. I heard the commercials about GenoStem, but never took action. Well, I'm here to tell you I'm glad I finally took action and started taking GenoStem. Here's my story. A couple of years ago, my testosterone was at 200, considered very low, and I was definitely feeling it. I started treatment with testosterone injections. Late last year, my doctor informed his patients that he no longer supported the treatment because of the dangerous side effects. I started taking GenoStem in January and was amazed by my results. I have high energy levels. I'm sleeping much better at night. I'm focused and work is going great. I just had a physical and everything is good to go. Even my testosterone went from 200 to 525, which is back in the normal range. GenoStem works for me. I believe it'll work for you. There's a 100% money back guarantee and you'll save 10% when you enter USA at checkout. Get back in the game like I did. Go to the website today at genostem.com. That's GENOSTIM.com.
Hey, it's Mark Davis. I love birthdays, and our friends at Abacus Foundation Repair are celebrating 15 years of serving North Texas with the highest quality foundation repair, and they want to give something to you. On their 15th anniversary, $1,000 off any job with 10 pilings or more. Not only are you going to save $1,000, you'll have the peace of mind knowing that with Abacus Foundation, you're getting the elite state-of-the-art solution for your home. Millennium composite pilings. Nobody else has them. Abacus has an A-plus business rating from the Better Business Bureau, 6 straight years running on that. The expansion and contraction of Texas soils mean a lot of us have foundation issues. You don't want to call the wrong people. Call the right people first for the absolute best foundation repair. Affordable, reliable home warranty that you can pass on to subsequent owners of your home. Give them a call today, 972-406-9000, 972-406-9000, abacusfoundationrepair.com. Ask about $1,000 off, abacusfoundationrepair.com.
Business owners, listen up. Give me an I. Give me an M. Give me a Z. What's that spell? Incorporation, protection, success. Incorporate your business.
INC. If you're about to start a business, these 3 little letters can make the difference between making a fortune and losing everything. Because if you're not incorporated and someone sues your business, you can lose it all. Your home, your car, even your life savings. That's why Incorporate.com is now giving away a free incorporation guide to all business owners. So you can incorporate or form an LLC in just 10 minutes. Protect your home, protect your car, protect your life savings. Call 1-800-616-4933 for your free 10-minute incorporation guide from Incorporate.com. They don't provide legal or financial advice. They just make incorporating quick and easy.
Incorporation, protection, success. Incorporate your business.
Call now for your free guide. 1-800-616-4933. That's 1-800-616-4933.
Dallas Baptist University Women's Night Out featuring Shonda Pierce. Thursday, October 15th, 2015 with Lindsay McCall and Karen Williams.
You ever tried to put on a pair of Spanx in an airplane bathroom? My body twisted in ways I didn't know could.
Focus on the funny. Get your women's group together for a fun night out. Women's Night Out at Northwood Church in Keller, Texas.
So, there I was. I didn't want to give in to the peer pressure, but they already had their bags of mascara out and their lipstick, and I'm like, what I got? Blistex.
Tickets on sale at itickets.com. Call 1-800-965-9324. For group tickets, go to getgrouptickets.com or call 844-381-4751. Buy 10 or more reserved seats at one time and save $5 per ticket. Buy 30 or more reserved seats at one time and save $5 per ticket and get 2 free tickets. From Salem Media Group, Inc. and Awakening Events.
Have you put off seeing the dentist because you can't afford to go? Are big dental bills taking a big toll on your wallet? Would you like to have dental insurance but think it's too expensive? If you answered yes to any of these questions, call Physicians Mutual Insurance Company for a free information kit. See how you can help protect your teeth and your wallet for less than $1 a day. 1-800-944-2955. This is real dental insurance that can help cover over 300 procedures, all the ones you're most likely to need. Everything from cleanings and fillings to crowns and dentures. Your acceptance is guaranteed for one of these insurance policies. Even if you're retired or on Medicare, you can see any dentist you choose and you'll never pay a deductible. Call in the next 10 minutes and we'll rush you a free information kit with all the details. 1-800-944-2955. That's 1-800-944-2955. 1-800-944-2955.
660 AM The Answer. 660amtheanswer.com. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is the Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. How many more days do you think that Hillary Clinton will remain in the chase for the presidency in 2016? What do you think the over-under is? 30 days? 60 days? I think the over-under is probably, I'm going to make it 31 days. What day is today? The 7th. So that would leave 24 days. 24 days plus 30, 54. 54. Then just another 15%. I'm going to say 60. The over-under is 60 days for Hillary Clinton to leave her presidential campaign for 2016. I want you to tell me whether you're taking the under or the over and why. But before you decide whether to take the under or the over, which, by the way, the proposition is this: Hillary Clinton will leave her presidential campaign for president in 2016 60 days, either before 60 days or after, over 60 days or under 60 days. Okay, that's the proposition. But she is leaving this race. And now let me give you some of the details as to why I'm so sure that's happening. As reported by Fox News, the FBI investigation of Hillary Clinton's email has now expanded to include obtaining data from a second tech company, which is fully cooperating with the FBI probe that has threatened Clinton's bid for the Democrat presidential nomination. A source familiar with the investigation told Fox the FBI contacted Connecticut-based Dato Incorporated in September, asked them to preserve all data they had which may be connected to Hillary Clinton. Dato was hired to help back up data in May 2013 by Platte River Networks, the Colorado-based tech company that managed Clinton's server and has already been cooperating with the FBI. The cooperation of a second tech company raises new questions about whether the FBI is now obtaining any of the emails that Clinton said she and her attorneys deemed to be personal and deleted, as Republican critics have demanded to know if any of those emails were really work-related and should have been turned over to the State Department along with other federal records. You got to listen to this. Dato's cooperation raises more questions about whether anyone at the company, where employees do not have security clearances, had access to the classified information that was in Clinton's server. The answer is yes, they did. The source familiar with the investigation said that, like all major tech companies on the front lines, Dato had faced cyber attacks, another subject of great interest to the FBI in its probe of Clinton's server. The FBI investigation gathered new steam this past Friday when officials at Dato received written consent from both Platte River and the Clinton campaign to turn over relevant data to the FBI, a process that is now underway as Clinton struggles in the polls just days before the first Democrat presidential debate in Las Vegas. One, by the way, that you can join Mark Davis and I to see. It is the debate watching party. You don't want to miss it. However, the source familiar with the investigation stressed it's not clear whether Dato has in its possession all of Clinton's personal and official emails created while she was Secretary of State, or new emails or other data created after she left office. The confusion comes from the fact that Dato was hired by Platte River and not the Clinton campaign. The confusion comes from the fact that the Dato Corporation was hired by Platte River, not the Clinton team. Why? Because Platte River wanted a backup of all the data they had. That's why. Since Platte River hired Dato, Dato had no idea it was backing up data for Secretary of State Clinton until August of this year, when company officials read news reports about Platte River having the high-profile contract. Once Dato officials realized this summer they had been backing up some of Clinton's data, which was now the subject of an FBI probe, listen to this, one company official recalled, quote, "There was a collective lump in our throats," unquote. And they contacted the FBI and promised to cooperate fully with their investigation. Dato's involvement was first revealed by Senate Homeland Security Chairman Ron Johnson, who was investigating the security of Clinton's server and sent a letter to the company this week seeking more information. Aides to Johnson have privately expressed interest in the emails among Platte River officials about whether there was a record of a directive to cut the backup of Clinton's data. In August, Johnson wrote an employee of Platte River voiced suspicions over searching for an email from Clinton Executive Service Corporation directing such a reduction in data being stored in October or November of 2014, and then again around February, advising Platte River to save only emails sent in the most recent 30 days. The Platte River employee, who is not named, then said this. Listen, quote, "Starting to think this whole thing really is covering up some shady unquote. When employees at Platte River discovered Clinton's private server was syncing with an off-site Dato server, one Platte River employee wrote in an email, quote, "This is a problem," unquote, which has to be the understatement of the year. Clinton campaign spokesman Brian Fallon fired back at Johnson's efforts on Wednesday today, saying in a statement that the senator is ripping a page from the House Benghazi Committee's playbook and mounting its own taxpayer-funded sham of an investigation with the sole purpose of attacking Hillary Clinton politically. Well, good for you, Brian. By golly, you sure did take out that Republican politician and his chase of your boss. By golly, well done. Now, Brian, are you going to write the same letter to the FBI? Oops. A Clinton aide said the Clintons did not negotiate an agreement with the backup services company. The campaign supports the company turning over any equipment to the Justice Department. Platte River got in touch with Dato because they were in so far over their head, they wanted to make sure that they had every possible shred of information from Hillary Clinton backed up and safe. That's all this is. Platte River's in trouble. Dato is hoping not to go to jail. Hillary Clinton may indeed end up facing jail time. The source familiar with the investigation stressed there was no conversation between employees of Dato and Platte River about covering up any data, though the source noted this summer Platte River employees were surprised to learn that Clinton data was being backed up in an off-site cloud, which was more extensive backup than Platte River officials had anticipated. As a result, officials at Dato took steps in August to make sure the Clinton data was being preserved because they did not want to run into a legal problem. Isn't it amazing? When you're going to run a criminal conspiracy, you have to be so careful. Michael Fass, general counsel at Dato, would only comment on the company's general decision to cooperate with the FBI probe. Quote, with the consent of our client and their end user, and consistent with our policies regarding data privacy, Dato is working with the FBI to provide data with its investigation. Unquote. He added in the email statement last Tuesday, also, we received a letter from the Senate Homeland Security Committee and the Government Affairs Committee last night, and we are in the process of responding to those. Dato is a data protection and data continuity company that provides backup data storage to thousands of managed service providers, including Platte River Networks. Dato has no role in monitoring the content or source of data stored by MSP clients such as Platte River. Unfortunately, that's not all. The State Department has now told Hillary Clinton to look through her records again because Department of Defense officials have turned up their own cache of secret messages. State Department sent Clinton a letter on Friday saying Defense Department has discovered emails she sent while Secretary of State, but ones that she did not turn over to the government. Clinton turned over nearly 31,000 emails last December. Campaign says Clinton used a personal account while serving as Secretary of State, but no longer has those emails. But unfortunately, others do. Separate reports out Tuesday say a Connecticut law firm Clinton hired to back up her emails may still have them. They do. They would be stupid not to. Because if there is a trail of those emails leading to a Connecticut firm that Clinton hired, and they don't have all of those emails, that means the company is guilty of obstruction of justice. Open the case,
EOS Mobile.
Read that simple fact, close the case, start sending people to jail. And now you're saying, well, that must be all, right, JD? No, not all. There's one more thing. Actually, 4 more things. So what I'm saying is the proposition is this. Hillary Clinton will be out of the presidential chase either before 60 days are over or after 60 days are over. It's called an over-under bet. The over-under is 60 days. What are you taking? The over or the under? 866-660-5759, 866-660-5759. Billy is next on the Wells Report. You're right after him on 660 AM The Answer. You're saying, man, I'm so glad that I didn't vote for any Democrats, but you know what? Every time you made a cell phone call, you voted for a Democrat candidate. It's true. especially if you happen to be one of the major cell phone companies' customers. You see, more than $100 million has been given to liberal candidates by major mobile companies to help elect more than 10,000 liberals to office at local, state, and national levels. EOS Mobile is the only mobile company that pledges to support conservative causes, conservative groups, and conservative candidates. 5% of every dollar, in fact. EOS Mobile plans are 10 to 15% lower in price than the big guys supporting all those liberals. You get the same package of phone, data, text, and talk, and they have the latest smartphones. You're saying, I can't, I've got a contract with the big guys, they won't let me out. Don't worry. EOS Mobile will buy you out of your contract, and you can keep your same telephone number. This is too good. EOS Mobile is founded by conservatives to serve conservatives. Let them. Contact EOS Mobile right now. Here's their website, eoscell.com. That's EOSCELL.com. Go to the website right now. Put the ball in action. You will be so glad to get this all taken care of and start supporting conservatives with every cell phone call you make. Get in touch with EOS Mobile right now. EOScell.com. Tell them you heard about it on the Wells Report. Tell them you heard it. Jon-David Wells let you know about them, and they'll take special care of you.
Truth spoken here. More of which is next. The Wells Report on 660 AM. The Answer.
The calendar says October, so surely our air conditioning needs are done, right? Where do you think we live? Canada? It's Texas. We have plenty of AC days left. So if your AC is not working, call my company, 972-4-WALKER, WalkerAC.com. It's Walker Air Conditioning. Soon enough, we'll get you set for heating, but we're not done with AC yet. So if yours is on the fritz and you're looking for reliable service people who are going to come in, fix the problem, not try to upsell you, it's Walker AC. 52 years in the business, 50% off diagnostic fees right now. They're family-owned, loyal company, looking for quality customers. I love them. You will too. It's Walker AC, WalkerAC.com. or 972-4-WALKER, the number 972, the number 4, and Walker. 0% interest up till 2020 on select systems or up to $1,100 rebate. They're totally your headquarters if you need a new system, but if you don't, you don't, and they'll just fix it. Get out and you'll say thank you. You'll thank me for getting you hooked up with WalkerAC.com, 972-4-WALKER, or WalkerAC.com.
Is there a section in your closet specifically reserved for those smaller clothes you don't fit into anymore? You just can't bring yourself to part with them, but you haven't worn them in a while, right? I'm Dr. Jim, and it's time to get with the program. Our program at Fat Loss DFW. You'll lose 20 to 40 pounds in 40 days guaranteed with my doctor's supervised plan, customized for your individual body type, like Janelle in Northwich and Hills.
Years of bad eating squeezed me right out of my skinny jeans. I didn't want to wear a bathing suit and my self-esteem was rock bottom. After doing the Fat Loss DFW program, all I want to do is go to the pool now. My transformation has been incredible.
You too can start feeling better about yourself and get back into those clothes you haven't worn for years. Lose 20 to 40 pounds in 40 days guaranteed and regain your self-confidence with Fat Loss DFW.
To learn more, visit fatlossdfw.com. That's fatlossdfw.com or call Dr. Jim at 844-801-THIN. That's 844-801-THIN.
Think you're fat? You might just be bloated. Find out by calling now for a free trial of New Biotics, the new breakthrough that flattens bloated bellies fast. For a free trial, call 1-800-655-2543.
I used to be plagued by potbelly and constant bloating. After taking New Biotics, my belly flattened and continues to get flatter. My sense of bloating and discomfort is gone.
If you've got a big belly, you might not be fat. You might just be bloated. New Biotics is scientifically formulated with natural ingredients to flatten bloated bellies fast by cleansing pounds of rotting food and toxic sludge from your body. It even combats periodic heartburn and acid reflux. So just think how much better you'll look and feel. Think you might be bloated? Call now for a free trial of New Biotics and see how much flatter it makes your belly. You might be surprised, but hurry, call now for details while these free trials last. 1-800-655-2543. That's 1-800-655-2543. 1-800-655-2543.
If your credit card debt is out of control, if you're in over your head dealing with monthly payments, there's a powerful secret that credit card companies don't want you to know. If you have more than $5,000 in credit card debt, you have the option to settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. That's bad news for credit card companies, but it's great news for you. We're Debt Relief Advocates, and we're offering you free information on how to virtually eliminate your credit card debt and make your monthly payment affordable. To see how much you could save, call now 1-800-721-8733. Don't declare bankruptcy. Give us 10 minutes and we could save you thousands. We depend on your success and offer a guarantee, so there's no risk. Debt Relief Advocates. Live better debt-free. Find out how easy it is by calling now. For the secret the credit card companies don't want you to know, call Debt Relief Advocates now and see how much money you could save for free. Call 1-800-721-8733. That's 1-800-721-8733.
660 AM, The Answer. The Wells Report, a daily good old-fashioned North Texas barbecue of anybody trying to take advantage of us on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. The over-under is 60 days. 60 days, over or under, as to whether Hillary Clinton will last that long in the 2016 chase for president. This server thing is going to get her. It's going to get her. The FBI seized 4 State Department computer servers today as part of its probe into how classified information was compromised on former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton's private email system. Okay, listen to the wording of this. The FBI has seized 4 State Department computers, the computer servers, as part of its probe into how classified information was compromised on former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton's private email system. It's no longer trying to determine whether or not the private email system was hacked into. Now what they're trying to determine was exactly how it was hacked into. She's cooked. Billy in Fort Worth, Texas, welcome to the Wells Report. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Wells. Hey, listen, how much money have you Republicans spent on this Benghazi case? How much money have you spent on it?
We're not talking about the Benghazi case. We're talking about the Hillary Clinton email scandal.
That's about Benghazi, right?
No, it's about her being. No, this is
trying to frame her up.
Billy.
It's a mess on her, so she won't be president.
Billy.
What y'all really doing is giving it over to the presidency, over to Mrs. Clinton. You're not gonna find nothing.
Billy,
be responsible for
Billy, the FBI's already found stuff. Now they're trying to figure out how the stuff they found was actually compromised. See,
what have they found? What have they found?
Huh?
What have they found?
Well, they're going to announce it.
No, what happened?
Billy, Hillary Clinton. Okay, let me ask you a couple of questions. First of all, do you believe that the nation, the United States, would have classified information that's nobody's business? Do you believe that's true?
Possibly, yes.
Yes. Do you believe that people who have access to this very important classified information should take an oath to protect it at every possible level?
Yes, but how do you know it's classified? How do you know it's illegal?
Because
you don't have no evidence on it.
No, that's
not evidence on it, do you?
Billy, we do.
Name me one thing.
Billy, it's already been announced by the FBI that there has been
found the server, right? What's on the server?
There's already
don't know. You
Billy,
don't know.
Billy, you can deny it all you want to, man. But last month they announced that there was North Korea National Technical Means photography on her website. Now the FBI is investigating how it was hacked into. Not that it was hacked into, but how it was hacked into. Hillary has been running a private email server. It has been hacked by foreign agents. The FBI is investigating how it was hacked, not that it was hacked. She's cooked. This is the Wells Report.
The only Boat Talk radio show in town is right here on 660 AM The Answer. Hi, everyone. Dennis Gibbs, the boat guy here. Live every Saturday at 6 p.m. The Big Boat and Outdoor Show has great advice on how to maintain your boat the right way. Lake Level Ginger's Lake Report keeps you informed, and our special guest has you entertained. It's all about having fun on the water. The Big Boat and Outdoor Show, brought to you by BoatSelect.com, the site where thousands of boats are for sale.
Hi, this is Jon-David Wells from the Wells Report with Walt Parker here from InvestingMakesMeSick.com. Walt, I was looking at your new website. I've got to admit, I'm impressed.
We keep telling people there's more to investing than just stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and annuities. Our new website is full of information about these alternative investments. You need to understand your investments. We also provide our We Come to You service and spend the time necessary to help people know they have other options than just stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and annuities. Website is great, but nothing beats a face-to-face discussion to help you with your investment decisions.
Most people say they listen to your ads for 2 years before calling. Don't wait 2 years. Call Walt right now, 972-463-3833. That's 972-463-3833, or visit their new website at investingmakesmesick.com. All investments involve risk. Investments may be considered speculative and incur substantial fees and expenses borne by the investor. Securities and investment advisory services offered through Titan Securities. InvestingMakesMeSick.com and Titan Securities are not affiliated.
If you could choose any school from which to earn your college degree and be on your way to a better life, would you choose a school the Wall Street Journal recognized for producing some of the best qualified graduates? One the Princeton Review ranked as a leader in undergraduate education? And one U.S. News & World Report named #1 in the nation for innovation ahead of both MIT and Stanford? Discover why Arizona State University is a clear choice for your future. In addition, ASU Online offers over 100 graduate and undergraduate programs you can take 100% online and on your schedule. You'll receive the exact same curriculum, degree, and prestigious faculty as our on-campus students. For information, call 1-800-600-3122. U.S. News & World Report also ranked ASU in the top 10 best places to earn an online degree. So get started today and learn to thrive with Arizona State University online. Call today at 1-800-600-3122. That's 1-800-600-3122.
Hey, it's Mark Davis. You could say my friend Josh DeShong is a confident realtor, and why not? His sales numbers are huge. He sold our house, so we'll love him forever. But he wants you to know he is so sure that he can sell your house. He'll sit down with you, agree on a price and a time frame. If it doesn't happen, he buys your house, and you can walk away at any time.
If you hire us and after 2 hours you're unhappy or we're not living up to your expectations, you can terminate without penalty. You don't owe me a dime. You can say, hey, Josh, you're fired. Get your sign and leave. Doesn't ever happen, but you can do it if you'd like to.
That's what I was going to say. I'm guessing these are not conversations you have often. The conversations you usually have are, hey, Josh, thank you for selling my house. Kind of like the conversation you and I had.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Make a decision to get serious about selling your home. Do it today. He did it for me. He can do it for you. 972-325-6644 or getsold.net. 972-325-6644 or getsold.net.
There are times when people need a little extra money. Honest, hardworking people. And some banks don't always make it fast or easy. But finally, there's a company that gets it that could help my listeners that need the money. Avant. You simply go to avantoffer.com to check your rate risk-free with no effect on your FICO score. Complete your application in minutes and the funds could be in your account as soon as tomorrow. If any of my listeners need a loan between $1,000 and $35,000, go to avantoffer.com. Avant will give you a $50 Amazon.com gift card after you make your first payment on time. For this offer and to check your rate risk-free, go to avantoffer.com and enter promo code Prager. That's AVANT offer.com, promo code Prager. Loans made by WebBank and by affiliates of Avant Incorporated. California loans offered by Avant are made under finance lender's license number 603K124. Funds are generally deposited via ACH for delivery next business day if approved by 4:30 p.m. Central Time, Monday through Friday. Amazon is not a sponsor of this promotion. Other restrictions apply. See website for details.
The holiday concert of the year is returning to Dallas December 6th at American Airlines Center. Michael W. Smith and Amy Grant with the Dallas Pops together again on stage performing holiday classics. Dallas's newest holiday tradition will fill American Airlines Center with the holiday spirit. Sunday, December 6th, Michael W. Smith and Amy Grant with the Dallas Pops at American Airlines Center. Tickets on sale now online at Ticketmaster.com by calling 800-745-3000 or at the American Airlines Center box office.
660 AM, The Answer. 660 AM, TheAnswer.com. for Texas. This is the Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
Yeehaw! You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells, and I understand that Billy's frustrated. I understand that Billy feels let down. I got it. I understand completely. Because for Billy to be that committed to a candidate requires a better caliber of candidate. And Hillary Clinton just isn't it. You know, listen to how vociferously that Billy defended Hillary Clinton. He doesn't want her attacked. But you know what? You don't have to worry about the Republican attacks. She's being investigated by the FBI. And the FBI is no longer looking for if, they're looking for how. How did all this happen? They already know it did. Hillary had a separate server. Hillary's separate server was compromised by unknown foreign agents. And the FBI has now taken command of 4 servers, trying to find out how it was engineered for those servers to communicate with Hillary's private server without anyone knowing that it was happening. You see, what you don't understand, or what you may not understand, is that if, say, for example, you walk into a DOD facility, a Department of Defense, or a U.S. government facility with an internal government network, if you plug your computer into it and your computer is not cleared to be on the network shuts down. If you have a cleared computer on the network and you plug an uncleared thumb drive into that computer, the entire network shuts down and they come looking for you immediately. How did someone dealing with the State Department and the Hillary Clinton campaign, or the Hillary Clinton Secretary of State term, how did they get those computer systems talking to each other without alerting somebody in the Department of Defense or in the NSA or someplace that it was happening? That person's going away for a long time. Hillary's cooked. We haven't even gotten to the point where these personal emails have been made public yet. These emails that are supposedly private, if there is a shred of evidence, and we'll go ahead and use what Billy was talking about Benghazi, she's done. That's obstruction of justice. And the charges pile up hard and fast behind that. So I'm saying I've established the over-under for Hillary Clinton getting out of the 2016 presidential campaign at 60 days. Do you want the over or the under, and why? So far, Scott is a guy who just got in touch with me on the YouTube live events feed. I'm doing a video of this, by the way. If you'd like to watch the video, you're certainly welcome to join us on video. Go to YouTube live events and type in the Wells Report. You'll be taken right to it. Or you can go to either my Facebook pages. There's a link there. So Scott Body says he's going to take the over. Republicans have no spine. Our own majestic technical director, Magic Matt Swinney, is saying that he's taking the over because he believes that Hillary's going to be here for the entire duration of the campaign. I don't think so. Let me get to your calls, 866-660-5759. Kurt in Bedford, welcome to the Wells Report. Over or under, buddy?
I'm under, and I think I can get your friends to probably change their bets, and I'd like to explain a few things to Billy.
Sure, do it.
At first, there were 7 separate committees looking into the Benghazi terrorist attack because a diplomatic post in Libya was attacked, an ambassador was killed, and 3 security individuals. Then all these committees were stepping over each other, so they decided to consolidate it into a select committee that had subpoena power, and they headed that up with Trey Gowdy of South Carolina, a congressman. gave it subpoena power. And he was a formal federal prosecutor with impeccable credentials.
Right.
They picked Trey Gowdy to do that. He then discovered there was a private server, unheard of in government, say State Department or Department of Defense or anything of that nature. So that was highly improper at the least. So they started looking into it some more. Well, the FBI did their job. They had to look at it. So they gave it to their security division. Security division of FBI is to look in to see if any top secret or confidential information is compromised. It probably was. So now they had to hand it off to their criminal investigative division, which is looking at how it was compromised, like you said, how it was compromised. Hence, they seized 4 servers at the State Department. This is deep, it's dark, it's bad. And I'm going with the under because I think she's going to have to get I think like Ed Klein said the other day, I heard him say, she needs to get a defense lawyer. She needs to lawyer up and make a deal to get out of politics, promise to never run again, and maybe she can get out with a slap on the hand as long as nothing too bad was done. Now, if treason was done, they're not going to stop. They're going to prosecute her, and she's going to jail.
See, I don't know whether it's treason as much as it's just aggravated mishandling of top secret information. She has made it possible, and I don't think she did it on purpose. I really do believe she was just dumb enough to think that this was just a convenience. I don't believe she thought for a moment that any of this information was going to be open to hackers from one end of the world to the other. She didn't think about it. Because that would be treason. I think this is somebody who believes that she's a lot smarter than she actually is. And because she believes she is just the most intelligent human being on the planet, that she can spoof the greatest crime-fighting organization in human history, the FBI, that's always fascinated me. That anybody tries to spoof the FBI, seriously? The FBI? You must be joking. All right, so we got 2 taking the over. We got 1 taking the under. Shane in Azle, Texas. Over or under, my friend?
Yeah, I'm taking the under, and I'm going to say 47 days, Jon-David.
You're thinking 47, huh?
47 days. Mark it on your calendar. She's not going to survive. Trey Gowdy is a hound dog, and he has gotten more ammunition over the last few days. Plus, the media, you gotta admit, the media, she's not exactly their first choice.
Well, you know, that interview with Ed Klein, unlikable, did that open up some eyes or what? This is terrible, man. She's cooked. She's in deep trouble. You know, the question is now this investigation, you know what they're going to try to find? They're going to try to find some sort of exculpatory evidence to keep her out of jail. And they're going to have a tough time doing that because there are a lot of people who have gone to jail for unbelievably less than what she's guilty of right now, what we know she's guilty of. I suppose you could play the game of, well, we're going to use the prosecutorial discretion game. But I don't think that's going to be possible in this case. The only hope she's got is pleading stupid. That's all she's got. All she can do is she can say, I screwed this up. I had no idea what I was doing. I was completely and totally stupid. And she's going to have to show contrition, and she's going to have to show remorse, or she's going to go to jail. Robert in Dallas, welcome to the Wells Report. What do you think, over or under?
I'd say over.
You think so?
Yeah, well, the reason why Hillary is not going to go down without a fight, and I'm telling you right now, if she does go down, she's going to bring Obama down with her. And she will say that he gave the order in Benghazi to stand down.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be something like that. We don't know. I mean, why else would you hide all this stuff? Why would you go through all these contortions? You're hiding something. What is it? Scott on the chat room for YouTube live events says, so who was on the other side of the information being transferred? Kind of Watergate-ish looking, and we impeached a president over that. How does she not get prosecuted for espionage? Because in order for her to be prosecuted for espionage, she would have had to put that stuff on the server knowing that somebody was going to hack into it. And she would have to put it on the server knowing that somebody's going to get hacked into, and she'd have to get paid. That's espionage. So Scott says she's got too much clout to go to jail. Well, maybe. And by the way, who is on the other side of that information? Somebody has got to be the person who is transferring information from the top secret government servers to her private email servers. The person who removed the top secret classification, which would have phoned home if it ever saw the light of day on a regular internet, had to be really, really smart, had to know what they were doing, had to do it on purpose, and will go to jail for 20 years. Whoever that person is. Who is the person that spilled the beans? According to Ed Klein, well, that's Valerie Jarrett. That's Valerie Jarrett, which means that Hillary is not comfortable in the warm embrace of the Obama administration. In fact, they've been enemies this whole time. The famous quote coming out of all of this is, call off the effing dogs, Barack. And the president said no. So what else can we determine? Well, we can determine that there is no doubt about the fact that Joe Biden will be entering the race. He will run for the presidency. He will lose. Hillary, theoretically, is coming up with all of this opposition research on Joe Biden. None of that research is going to see the light of day. Because the Democrat Party is going to tell her to sit down and shut up, get yourself a good lawyer, start making deals with the Justice Department while you still have time. Hillary is not going to be able to present any of that opposition research, but of course, hell, I could do opposition research on Joe Biden. Seriously, you could do it. You and Wikipedia could do all the opposition research on Joe Biden anybody would ever want to do or ever need to do. Joe Biden joins the presidential campaign. He will, by the way, be debating with the other candidates in Las Vegas on Tuesday, October 13th. He will be there. I would assume that he's probably going to announce that he's going to run before then. He has to, because the Democrats don't have anybody else that's credible. And they're not going to run Bernie Sanders because they're not ready. The Democrat Party's not ready to become the Social Democrat Party. Maybe 3 or 4 more elections. They might give it a shot, but not this one. It would be a massive landslide win for the Republican candidate. Massive. The likes of which we've never seen. I mean, it would be unbelievable. There's not a single real Democrat in the United States that would vote for a socialist, which means that the Republican would probably win by close to 60%. That would be the worst presidential election defeat in the history of American politics. And that's what the Democrats are looking for right now. I'm almost ready to bet that not only are they're giving up on winning this thing at all. Now what they're trying to do is minimize whatever damage is possible. I would put Joe Biden up there, and I would put him up there as the wonderful, sweet, kind man that he is, that has suffered long and hard, has served the public, and wouldn't you like to give him a shot at the presidency? He'll lose, but that's the only way that you're going to be able to do anything credible if you're the Democrat Party. Tell me if I'm wrong. This is the Wells Report.
The Mike Gallagher Show.
The Washington Post is attacking her, so she must be doing something right. I'll talk with Carly Fiorina about her rising poll numbers and her call for the head of Planned Parenthood to step down. Also, did you know when a conservative releases a hit book, the New York Times won't review it? We decided to start our own weekly rankings of the top 10 books from conservative authors, the Conservative Book Club with Chris Malagisi.
The Mike Gallagher Show, weekdays at 10, right before Dennis Prager at noon on 660 AM. The Answer.
It's Baylor Bears football right here on 660 AM The Answer. Join John Morris and JJ Joe as they bring you every bone-jarring hit and sensational touchdown as the Bears compete for the Big 12 title. Make sure to tune in this Saturday as the Baylor Bears battle the Kansas Jayhawks, with the pregame getting underway at 10:30 a.m. and the kickoff at 11 a.m. Everything can be heard right here on 660 AM The Answer.
This is Arthur Brooks of the American Enterprise Institute for townhall.com. When my mother's grandparents first came steaming into New York Harbor from Denmark in 1890, they were risking everything to get to a country where everyone could earn their success. After a few years, they owned their own farm in South Dakota. Most of you listening have a similar family story. That's why mobility is such a big part of the American dream. People still want this, but the shadow of pessimism is growing. In December of 2014, 76% of Americans said they were dissatisfied with the United States. The problem is that Americans have come to think that the game is rigged and the American dream isn't available to everyone. Conservatives are in possession of the best solutions to the problems of poverty and economic mobility. We need to communicate. In the title of my latest book, The Conservative Heart, we need to put forward a hopeful, optimistic governing agenda, one that focuses on improving the lives of all people, especially the most vulnerable, through authentically conservative policies. I'm Arthur Brooks.
This is Bill. He still thinks he's a ladies' man. Bill's in denial. On most nights, his idea of fun was to plop on the couch and watch TV. Then his wife heard about National Vitality Center and called.
National Vitality Center is a men's health clinic comprised of professionals that have years of experience and expertise treating personal issues that men face like ED, low sex drive, or impotence. The doctors at National Vitality Center have helped thousands of men feel years younger, have more energy, perform better at work, and in the bedroom.
Now Bill has lots of energy. He's romantic again, and his wife has never been happier.
Call National Vitality Center today for a confidential visit and a $99 consultation that will include a comprehensive hormone panel and examination. Call 214-301-0994. That's 214-301-0994. Or find them online at nationalvitality.com. That's nationalvitality.com.
Your 2-year-old has a fever and needs antibiotics. Trouble is, it's 3 a.m. and the doctor's office is closed, so you'll need to pack up all the kids and drive to the ER. But not anymore. If you have Teladoc from mydiscounthealth.com, just call the toll-free number 24/7. You'll speak to a board-certified, state-licensed doctor who, if needed, can write a prescription right over the phone. MyDiscountHealth.com includes Teladoc with 11 other services, including dental, vision, and prescription discounts, all for less than $25 a month. Learn more by calling toll-free 844-450-2273. That's 844-450-2273. This plan is not health insurance and does not replace health insurance. Members pay participating providers directly and receive discounts immediately. Savings varies by provider and service. Cancel within 30 days and get a full refund less processing fee. Discount Medical Plan Organization is Carrington International Corp., Frisco, Texas. This plan is not available in all areas. Call 844-450-2273 or go to mydiscounthealth.com.
What would an extra $250 a month mean to you? For some, it's a little financial breathing room. For others, it's a car payment, a home repair, or help with college tuition. Hi, I'm Jay Farner, president of Quicken Loans, and I've got some great news if you're looking to save money on your mortgage. All it takes is a simple phone call to Quicken Loans at 800-QUICKEN to see if you qualify for the government's Home Affordable Refinance Program, or HARP. Folks who refinance with HARP can save an average of $250 a month. That's $3,000 a year. Our home loan experts fully understand the HARP guidelines, and they'll walk you through our streamlined process. And for 5 years in a row now, J.D. Power has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction. And for the second year in a row, they've also ranked us highest in mortgage servicing. Call 800-QUICKEN or visit QuickenLoans.com.
Visit jdpower.com for more information. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS ConsumerAccess.org. Number 3030.
Learn a little something at the start of your day. The Mark Davis Show. Mornings 7 to 10 on 660 AM. The Answer. You're hearing tomorrow's front page on the Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. I think the under has led the league so far. Hillary Clinton's got a bad problem. She's got no one to blame but herself. I don't know why someone in the State Department wouldn't have stopped her. Maybe it's because they didn't want to stop her. Maybe it's because they didn't want to save her from herself. That's the only thing that makes any sense. I mean, seriously. If somebody that you knew, somebody that you worked with, was about to commit an absolutely horrific crime. I mean, this is a serious crime. This is conspiracy, obstruction of justice. This is mishandling classified information. And you've roped other people into your mess because you had to figure out a way to get that information to your server. The only way you can do that is to rewrite it. Whoever rewrote it, that person's in big trouble, but Hillary is too. You're listening to the Wells Report.
Hi, this is Andy Tuttle, host of Tuttle Talk every Sunday afternoon at 4 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer. We're in a real estate market where there's a lot of difficulty, but in difficulty, there's a lot of opportunity as well. Buying, selling, avoiding foreclosure, modifying your credit, all these things are so important to your livelihood. This show is dedicated to cutting through some of the big headlines that you see out there and teaching you how to win in any marketplace. Thank you for tuning in to Tuttle Talk every Sunday, 4 p.m. on 660 AM The Answer. I look forward to speaking with you.
Hi, this is Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor. I'd like for you to join me on my talk show this weekend. What I do is teach people how to go the natural, organic route. I stir up trouble, too, because I throw out some things that a lot of people just don't think are correct. You know what? We have a lot of experience to back up what we recommend. Have healthier gardens and more fun gardening. Join me this and every weekend.
Join Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, every Sunday morning from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer.
Hey, it's Mark Davis. I love birthdays, and our friends at Abacus Foundation Repair are celebrating 15 years of serving North Texas with the highest quality foundation repair, and they want to give something to you. On their 15th anniversary, $1,000 off any job with 10 pilings or more. Not only are you going to save $1,000, you'll have the peace of mind knowing that with Abacus Foundation, you're getting the elite state-of-the-art solution for your home. Millennium composite pilings. Nobody else has them. Abacus has an A-plus business rating from the Better Business Bureau, 6 straight years running on that. The expansion and contraction of Texas soils mean a lot of us have foundation issues. You don't want to call the wrong people. Call the right people first for the absolute best foundation repair. Affordable, reliable home warranty that you can pass on to subsequent owners of your home. Give them a call today, 972-406-9000, 972-406-9000, abacusfoundationrepair.com. Ask about $1,000 off. abacusfoundationrepair.com.
Buena Brasa Brazilian Steakhouse, an award-winning restaurant in Grapevine, invites you to experience the true flavors of Brazil. And to celebrate their 15-year anniversary, Buena Brasa is now offering a very special price. For only $37.50, enjoy an exceptional dining experience with 16 sizzling, tender cuts of meat and an exquisite gourmet salad bar with over 40 items to choose from. Buena Brasa, Highway 121 at Hall Johnson in Grapevine. Call 817-251-9881. 9881. That's 817-251-9881.
This is 660 AM, The Answer. A service of Salem Media Group. On the NASDAQ as SALM, KSKY, Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. 660 AM, The Answer.
Fox News Radio, I'm Karen McHugh. Nuclear materials for sale on the black market have been smuggled out of Russia, according to a new report. But don't worry, says the White House. Moscow and Washington see eye to eye when it comes to safeguarding nukes.
We have been able to effectively coordinate with them to assure, or at least take steps to prevent, the proliferation of nuclear materials that are part of Russia's stockpile.
Spokesman Josh Earnest. FEMA's on the scene of historic flooding in South Carolina, trying to help those who've been displaced by the storms and their aftermath.
We are working to support those individuals that have been impacted, and we're going to be here for a long time. We're not going anywhere quick, but our job is direction the president, support Governor Haley's response. Her team.
FEMA Director Craig Fugate, at least 19 are dead, 13 dams have failed. The House votes to create a special panel to look into Planned Parenthood and their alleged harvesting and selling of aborted fetal tissue. Fox News. We report, you decide.
660 AM, The Answer. We've seen Trump, Rubio, Cruz, and Fiorina. Now it's time to meet the ones that want to take them out. And this time it won't be pretty when the Democrats present their candidates on Tuesday, October 13th. Come join 660 AM, The Answer at the Studio Movie Grill in Dallas to watch this horror show in person. Mark Davis and Jon-David Wells will be there to watch your back. See what Hillary, Bernie, and Jim Webb have concocted for this country's future. Tickets are just $10. Available at 660amtheanswer.com.
Sponsored by AAA Auger Plumbing Services.
The calendar says October, so surely our air conditioning needs are done, right? Where do you think we live? Canada? It's Texas. We have plenty of AC days left. So if your AC is not working, call my company, 9724-WALKER, WalkerAC.com. It's Walker Air Conditioning. Soon enough, we'll get you set for heating, but we're not done with AC yet. So if yours is on the fritz and you're looking for reliable service people who are going to come in, fix the problem, not try to upsell you, it's Walker AC. 52 years in the business, 50% off diagnostic fees right now. They're family-owned, loyal company, looking for quality customers. I love them. You will too. It's Walker AC, WalkerAC.com. or 9724-WALKER, the number 972, the number 4, and Walker. 0% interest up till 2020 on select systems, or up to $1,100 rebate. They're totally your headquarters if you need a new system, but if you don't, you don't, and they'll just fix it. Get out and you'll say thank you. You'll thank me for getting you hooked up with WalkerAC.com, 972-4-WALKER, or WalkerAC.com.
Hi, I'm Jon-David Wells, here for my good friend Walt Parker and InvestingMakesMeSick.com. You've been advertising for years, Walt, but there are still people who are not familiar with InvestingMakesMeSick.com. Tell us about that.
If you're new to the DFW area and looking for investment services to help you understand your investments, as well as help you learn more about choices other than stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and annuities, give us a call. Remember, we do offer our We Come to You service.
If you are not new to DFW and you've been listening to Walt for years, don't wait any longer. It's time to call.
Don't settle for limited investment choices. You owe it to yourself to understand your investment choices.
Walt can help you understand all your options. Call him today, 972-463-3833, or log on to InvestingMakesMeSick.com.
Securities and investment advisory services offered through Titan Securities. Member of FINRA SIPCI. InvestingMakesMeSick.com and Titan Securities are not affiliated. Investment subject to individual investor suitability and risk tolerance. Investments involve a high degree of risk and may be considered speculative and may result in the entire loss of the amount invested. May also incur substantial fees and expenses which are borne by the investor.
We are visiting our friend Chef Tom Fleming at Crossroads Diner. What do you have cooking today, Tom?
Have you had a chicken piccata? Come on, say it with me, piccata. Haven't heard of it? Sorry for you, bro. We pan-sear our own chicken and lemon and capers in a sauce so good, you want to swim in it. We call it the backstroke sauce. But the real stars of the dish are the herb-roasted Yukon potatoes. Trust me, you won't know what you want more of, the chicken or the tater.
Fresh ingredients sure to please any sophisticated palate and taste at affordable diner prices in a casual environment. Crossroads Diner. Come eat with us. We're off of Walnut Hill, just east of 75. Open for breakfast and lunch Tuesday through Sunday, 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. Or visit us on the web at crossroads-diner.com. Home-style goodness meets traditional diner. Great recipes, fresh ingredients, comfortable environment, and genuine hospitality are the heart and soul of Crossroads Diner. We'll be waiting for you.
America was built by people with a few dollars and a dream.
And while many don't know it, there's one path to success that still only requires a dream and about $10. That's right. If your dream is to start or grow your business, something as simple as the right business card could make all the difference. And today at Vistaprint.com, you can get 500 full-color business cards for only $9.99. That's right, 500 business cards for just $9.99. What's more, you can choose between hundreds of designs or upload your own and customize them easily. And because they're from Vistaprint.com, the cards are of top quality and your satisfaction is 100% guaranteed. So visit Vistaprint.com today and get 500 shots at turning your dream into reality. Hurry, because this offer won't last long. To get your 500 business cards for just $9.99, go to Vistaprint.com, click on the link in the upper right corner, and use promo code 2323. That's Vistaprint.com, click on the link in the upper right corner, and use promo code 2323.
Your local pharmacist is also a Health Mart pharmacist. And they're not like other pharmacists.
After Mom's surgery, I was overwhelmed, but I was so relieved. Her Health Mart pharmacist was there to help. They explained her medication and even delivered to her house. Mom got the personal service she needed, and I got something even better. Peace of mind.
Visit healthmart.com to find a locally owned Health Mart pharmacy near you. Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
Do you want to change the lives of children in our community? If so, join us at the Nancy Lieberman Charity Celebrity Golf Tournament Tuesday, October 13th at Prestonwood Country Club in Plano. Join us for a day of friends, fun, and golf as we raise money for children here in the Metroplex. If you want to chip in and play or sponsor, call 972-473-2121 or go to nancyliebermancharities.org. Thanks to all our sponsors, and I'm looking forward to a great day on the links.
Saying I don't know is no longer acceptable. This is 660 AM, The Answer. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is The Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to The Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. You are on the brink of seeing the Republican Party maybe, just maybe, standing up to President Obama. As I was forecasting yesterday, the threatened veto of the National Defense Authorization Bill by President Obama is not going anywhere. In fact, if the president does indeed decide to veto the NDAA, the National Defense Authorization Act, his veto will be overridden. That's what's coming out of the Senate today. Senators overcame a filibuster on the annual defense policy bill, delivering a significant victory to Republicans and teeing up a battle with President Obama over a threatened veto on the bill, which does everything from raising troops' pay to setting policy for Guantanamo Bay detainees. It would be the fifth veto of the president's tenure. The president said, given the popularity of the bill and the dangerous threats to the military that is confronting overseas, an Obama veto would be the equivalent of declaring surrender. They are completely correct. We said as much yesterday. There is no way the President of the United States, who is single-handedly responsible for the depth of destabilization in the Middle East that we currently deal with right now, there's no way that he could then eviscerate funding for the Defense Department, which is the only thing that's keeping the wolf from going through the door. I was infuriated that the president would even threaten a veto on the thing, which is why I came unglued yesterday on the Wells Report. Fortunately, I'm not the only one. John McCain said today, quote, I cannot imagine a president of the United States vetoing a bill that authorizes the ability of Americans to defend this nation under these most challenging circumstances, unquote. If Mr. Obama follows through on the vet, it would on the threat, it would present the best chance yet for Congress to override him, which would take a two-thirds vote in each chamber. That would happen. There appears to be more than enough support in the Senate, which voted 73-26 to head off a filibuster. From the Democrat caucus, 21 members sided with Republicans. The House fell short of two-thirds support last week when it voted 270 to 156. 10 Republicans joined 146 Democrats in opposition. Many of them likely face intense pressure to support an override. They will. They will have to support the override. That would just happen. Deemed one of the few must-pass measures every year, the defense policy bill, known as the National Defense Authorization Act, sets spending levels and rewrites rules for the Pentagon for the fiscal year. It often addresses specific problems that have arisen from the previous bill. This year's version, for example, includes a Defense Department prod to determine whether those working at military recruitment centers can be armed. Not only can they be armed, they must be armed. The provision is in response to the Navy Recruitment Center shooting at Chattanooga, Tennessee in July. This is interesting, by the way, just as kind of a side note, for those of us who watch the Defense Department, the United States Air Force, and the politicians all in a three-way arm lock over this wonderful, and I mean wonderful, aircraft. Lockheed Martin came up with one of the most amazing aircraft ever. It's the A-10. It's called the Warthog. Okay? The A-10 Warthog is the greatest close support fighter jet in the history of the discipline. Okay? It is far better than the Stuka, and the Stuka was probably the best close air support platform ever. The A-10 is the very, very, very best. And the Air Force doesn't want it. The Air Force wants to replace it with the F-35. Because what they want to do is they want to use the money that's being used to keep the A-10 in the air. They want to use that money to be able to budget the F-35. However, the Army says, don't get rid of the A-10. Don't do it. The Air Force says it's a slow, ponderous tank of the air, which is exactly what it is, which is what makes it so good. The whole aircraft is built around a 30 millimeter depleted uranium shooting cannon from hell. It's amazing. Anyway, this bill, the National Defense Authorization Act, protects the A-10. The Pentagon has repeatedly tried to retire it, but it's beloved by troops for the close air support it provides for ground forces. The legislation also calls for new strike fighters for the Navy and Marine Corps, presses ahead with development of a long-range bomber for the Air Force, and restores authority for a next-generation missile defense program. However, the bill has become ensnared in a broader fight over government spending for fiscal year 2016. Republicans want more money for the Defense Department, and believe me, so do you, and have proposed classifying some of it as emergency war spending, thus help circumventing the 2011 debt law known as the sequester cuts. Democrats insist if the Defense Department gets an increase, an equal amount must go toward domestic spending. Well, no, it doesn't. Such a move would require breaking the sequester caps outright. No, that's not going to happen. Democrats have filibustered the annual defense spending bill, but are divided over whether to filibuster the policy bill. Mr. McCain argued they shouldn't conflate the two. The White House said the policy bill and the spending bill are closely linked. This is a piece of legislation the president would veto quite simply because it includes an irresponsible way for funding our core national defense priorities, said Press Secretary Josh Earnest, looking for an answer to the question that at one point puts out the actual outrage the president would feel if he wasn't able to come through on his campaign promise of closing Guantanamo Bay, and yet doesn't say anything. It's a perfect answer. This is a piece of legislation the president would veto quite simply because it includes an irresponsible way for funding our core national defense priorities. And you'd say, that sounds like an answer, but it's not an answer at all. It doesn't mean anything. It is a statement that doesn't mean anything. And of course, if we actually had a White House press corps, someone would say, excuse me, Mr. Press Secretary, what does that mean? That, of course, would lead to a very amusing exchange that we can only hint at because we'll never actually hear it because, well, everybody in the press room is a sycophant for the president. It's the way it works. Ernest said that even if the spending fight is resolved, the White House is troubled by the bill's restrictions on bringing detainees from the facility at Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, to the United States. I wanted to ask you about this. This is why we're talking about this. You don't want those savages brought to this country, do you? You want to leave them offshore, don't you? Please say yes. You don't want to bring the world's most arch terrorists to the United States, do you? You don't want them in here, do you? You don't want them talking to, I don't know, 30 or 40 years of federal prisoners? How many of those would be recruited to be hardened terrorists after leaving federal prison? No, these terrorists would probably never, ever leave whatever prison they were put into in the United States. But they would be talking to people that would get out. People that already have an axe to grind against the government because, they've spent a whole lot of time in a supermax lately, and that's not something that engenders a whole lot of good feeling. As a matter of fact, from what I understand, and correct me if I'm wrong, staying in a supermax would make you downright grumpy, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it? Yeah. The latest version of the defense policy bill bans transfers of the detainees to Libya, Somalia, Syria, and Yemen, and imposes stricter certifications from the Defense Department's secretary before transfers are made to other countries. This is good. I wouldn't have any problem transferring those guys to, let's see, Antarctica. Would you? As long as the transfer was made in winter. Mr. Ernest said the House gave some assurance that Mr. Obama's veto would be sustained, which means Republicans will have to work out a compromise with Democrats. Mr. Obama and the Republican defense hawks say the Pentagon needs an additional $38 billion more than it would get under budget caps in the sequester. But Mr. Obama and Democrats say they will allow it only if an additional $38 billion is allocated for health care, federal lands, and other domestic programs. Pork barrel spending. No, I'm sorry. You keep adding up 38 billions, and pretty soon you're getting to real money. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, the Kentucky Republican, last week revealed that he and House Speaker John Boehner were in the middle of negotiations with the White House and Democrat leaders about a big spending deal. Mr. McConnell refused to divulge any of the details this week. Minority Leader Harry Reid, a Nevada Democrat, said the talks need to move faster to head off a series of deadlines over the debt limit and a potential government shutdown. He repeated Democrats' insistence the Defense Department will not get a free pass. If there's going to be an increase for defense, there's going to be an increase for non-defense, according to Harry Reid. This is why you hate the Congress. Right here. Because you can't spend $38 billion that the Defense Department needs right in the middle of the opening stages of World War III without spending $38 billion on crap that will hopefully buy votes for Democrat candidates around the country. I know that's why I hate the government. Certainly the Congress. It's not so much that I hate the Republican part of the Congress as much as I hate the actual idea that we would have to spend $38 billion on garbage in order to justify $38 billion on national defense. Doesn't that seem stupid to you? You're listening to the Wells Report. This is 660 AM The Answer. Stay right there. Lots more coming up.
Hey, does the idea of having your home sold on time without hassle and for top dollar, does that seem unrealistic to you? Well, it doesn't have to. Hey, Dallas, it's your friend Sean Hannity with your solution and the one real estate agent to sell your home guaranteed. That's Josh DeShong of Josh DeShong Real Estate at Keller Williams. On average, Josh sells a home every 32 hours and averages hundreds of local, national, and international buyers every single week. Now, that means your home sells on time at a price that you agreed to, guaranteed, or Josh will buy it. He spends 200 times more money on marketing than the average agent. Real estate mogul and Shark Tank star Barbara Corcoran only recommends Josh in DFW. And if I lived in Dallas and needed my home sold, guess what? I'd call Josh DeShong, and you should too. Call Josh now at 972-325-6644 or go online at getsold.net. That's 972-325-6644 or getsold.net.
Check, please. No, I got it. That's the second time this week. And you got a new smartphone? Did you get a raise?
Nope, I got a refi on my car loan with EECU Credit Union.
Can I get one too?
Sure, just call 800-849-9977. They'll beat your current APR by 2% and lower your payment.
2%? Heck, with that kind of money, I could buy lunch for you and get that new 50-inch TV.
Yeah, I was paying 4% APR and they took me down to 2% APR. Plus, I got up to 90 days to make my first payment.
But you're not a teacher.
You don't have to be a teacher to refinance your car loan with EECU. Just call 800-849-9977 or visit eecu.org/660. Tell them your current APR, and as long as you've had your loan at least 90 days, they'll beat it by 2%.
Can't beat that.
But you got to move fast. It's a limited time offer in celebration of their new Alliance Town Center branch. So call 800-849-9977 or visit eecu.org/660.
Subject to credit approval. Floor rate is 2.00 annual percentage rate. Membership required. Not valid with loans currently financed with the ECU. Additional terms and conditions apply. Call 800-849-9977 for details.
Tell me something. How's your back? Do you have neck pain? Hi, I'm Dr. Chad Glines, DC with Genesis Back and Neck, and I want you to know something. There's help out there for you.
My name is Steve.
I'm Debbie, and we've been married for 40 years.
I was a high school football coach, and you can imagine the hits I took over the years.
And I coached and taught PE for 37 years, and it took a toll on me as well.
Both of us were in pretty bad shape physically, so my wife tried spinal decompression, and it was like a miracle.
So much so that I talked him into going.
Dr. Chad pretty much saved me.
We're both active again and walking again. We didn't think that was ever going to happen.
You don't have to live with pain.
There is an answer, and it's Genesis Back and Neck.
At Genesis Back and Neck, we really do love our patients. And hearing stories like this just blesses us. Please stop hurting and call me. 817-328-1922. That's 817-328-1922 or online at genesisback.com.
Hi, I'm Larry Patterson, owner of Glass Doctor. In our disposable society, we're conditioned to throw out the whole thing when just one part goes bad. Like when the insulated glass windows in your home get condensation between the panes. You don't need to replace the whole window. The specialists at Glass Doctor can install new insulated glass in your existing frames with a lifetime warranty for a lot less than you might think. To see how quick and easy it is, visit glassdoctor.com today. That's glassdoctor.com.
Call the Glass Doctor, we'll fix your paint. Oh, yeah!
You want to feel connected, informed, included, inspired. So when important things happen, we're here. Your local radio and TV broadcasters. America's #1 source for news, weather, and information on your radio, TV, computer, tablet, and smartphone. We are broadcasters, always here for you, wherever here may be. Tell Washington local stations matter by texting radio to 52886. Furnished by NAB and the station. Message and data rates may apply.
The holiday concert of the year is returning to Dallas December 6th at American Airlines Center. Michael W. Smith and Amy Grant with the Dallas Pops together again on stage performing holiday classics. Dallas's newest holiday tradition will fill American Airlines Center with the holiday spirit. Sunday, December 6th, Michael W. Smith and Amy Grant with the Dallas Pops at American Airlines Center. Tickets on sale now online at Ticketmaster.com by calling 800-745-3000 or at the American Airlines Center box office.
If you're an investor, think about this. All the leading market indicators are warning about change. If you don't know what that means, you need to be at Jerry Tuma's Smart Money Conference, Saturday, October 17th. To reserve a seat for this free conference, call 1-800-327-4285. It's 9 to 1, October 17th, 800-327-4285. Jerry Tuma is a registered representative with Independent Financial Group, LLC, member FINRA and SIPC.
660 AM. 660 AM. The Answer. 660 AM. TheAnswer.com. Isn't thinking so much more fun than getting yelled at? The Wells Report on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Our telephone number 866-660-5759. I was very, very upset when the National Defense Authorization Act was the target of a supposed veto by the president. It makes me feel a lot better that the Republicans actually said, no, that's not going to happen. Apparently, the White House believes that the House of Representatives would sustain a veto. I don't think that would be the case. I think that the political cost would be far too high for the president to dance on that wire. With that would probably end the president's chance to close down Guantanamo Bay, which is probably a good thing anyway. He should never have promised that he was going to close it down to begin with. Nobody wants to see the worst terrorists in the world imported into the United States. I can't understand why President Obama would want to do it. I mean, what is the political upside to that? See, this is one of those things where the president should have never even touched it. The United States of America does not typically open up foreign prisons without really good reasons. I mean, think about this for just a couple of minutes. Even if you're not a Republican or a fan of Republicans, I mean, when the United States of America command authority, that means the Joint Chiefs of Staff, all the congressional leaders, domestic federal law enforcement, the president, the vice president, everybody gets together in Camp David and decides to open up a prison in Guantanamo Bay. And that's what happened. Suddenly, a presidential candidate coming up to the 2008 election is going to say, well, I'm going to close that thing down. You're going to what? This is why this isn't going to happen. And that the president would actually feel like he had the political stroke necessary to be able to veto this bill. John McCain's completely correct. It would be the equivalent of declaring surrender. This president isn't going to veto this bill. He's not going to be able to close Guantanamo Bay. None of this is going to happen. And the reason it's not going to happen is because the political cost would be too high if he tried. This is a loser. He better stay away from it. I just hope he does. You know, sooner or later, somebody's going to have to tell this president he's going to have to stand down, or he's going to do irreparable damage to his legacy. And I think I have a pretty good idea that the President of the United States is looking to be the next General Secretary of the United Nations. I'm sure that's what he's looking for. He wants to be President of the world. Well, Mr. President, I am sure beyond all reservation that goal is going to, if you're able to actually attain it, is going to look much better from the outside than actually possessing it and trying to do the job from the inside. You're listening to the Wells Report. This is 660 AM, The Answer.
Hey, it's Mark Davis. I love birthdays, and our friends at Abacus Foundation Repair are celebrating 15 years of serving North Texas with the highest quality foundation repair, and they want to give something to you. On their 15th anniversary, $1,000 off any job with 10 pilings or more. Not only are you going to save $1,000, you'll have the peace of mind knowing that with Abacus Foundation, you're getting the elite state-of-the-art solution for your home. Millennium composite pilings. Nobody else has them. Abacus has an A-plus business rating from the Better Business Bureau, 6 straight years running on that. The expansion and contraction of Texas soils mean a lot of us have foundation issues. You don't want to call the wrong people. Call the right people first for the absolute best foundation repair. Affordable, reliable home warranty that you can pass on to subsequent owners of your home. Give them a call today, 972-406-9000, 972-406-9000, abacusfoundationrepair.com. Ask about $1,000 off, abacusfoundationrepair.com.
If you could choose any school from which to earn your college degree and be on your way to a better life, would you choose a school the Wall Street Journal recognized for producing some of the best qualified graduates? One the Princeton Review ranked as a leader in undergraduate education? And one U.S. News & World Report named #1 in the nation for innovation ahead of both MIT and Stanford? Discover why Arizona State University is a clear choice for your future. In addition, ASU Online offers over 100 graduate and undergraduate programs you can take 100% online and on your schedule. You'll receive the exact same curriculum, degree, and prestigious faculty as our on-campus students. For information, call 1-800-600-3122. U.S. News & World Report also ranked ASU in the top 10 best places to earn an online degree. So get started today and learn to thrive with Arizona State University online. Call today at 1-800-600-3122. That's 1-800-600-3122.
There are times when people need a little extra money. Honest, hardworking people. And some banks don't always make it fast or easy. But finally, there's a company that gets it that could help my listeners that need the money. Avant. You simply go to avantoffer.com to check your rate risk-free with no effect on your FICO score. Complete your application in minutes and the funds could be in your account as soon as tomorrow. If any of my listeners need a loan between $1,000 and $35,000, go to avantoffer.com. Avant will give you a $50 Amazon.com gift card after you make your first payment on time. For this offer and to check your rate risk-free, go to avantoffer.com and enter promo code Prager. That's AVANT offer.com, promo code Prager. Loans made by WebBank and by affiliates of Avant Incorporated. California loans offered by Avant are made under finance lender's license number 603K124. Funds are generally deposited via ACH for delivery next business day if approved by 4:30 p.m. Central Time, Monday through Friday. Amazon is not a sponsor of this promotion. Other restrictions apply. See website for detail.
Dallas Baptist University Women's Night Out featuring Shonda Pierce, Thursday, October 15th, 2015, with Lindsay McCall and Karen Williams.
You ever tried to put on a pair of Spanx in an airplane bathroom? My body twisted in ways I didn't know could.
Focus on the funny. Get your women's group together for a fun night out. Women's Night Out at Northwood Church in Keller, Texas.
So, I was. I didn't want to give in to the peer pressure, but they already had their bags of mascara out and their lipstick, and I'm like, what I got? Blistex.
Tickets on sale at iTickets.com. Call 1-800-965-9324. For group tickets, go to getgrouptickets.com or call 844-381-4751. Buy 10 or more reserved seats at one time and save $5 per ticket. Buy 30 or more reserved seats at one time and save $5 per ticket and get 2 free tickets. From Salem Media Group, Inc. and Awakening Events.
At Geico, we've been innovating car insurance for over 75 years with forward-thinking ideas like online quotes and the Geico mobile app. And to prove it, we'll play one of our first radio commercials from 75 years ago.
By Jiminy, Geico could save you money on your car insurance, which is what we'll be doing over 75 years from now. Who knows, maybe with some sort of application that's accessible on a futuristic handheld device. We'll call them online quotes.
See? Forward thinking.
Geico, saving people money for over 75 years.
When you're running your own business, you're bound to be busy. Too busy.
Too busy worrying about your budget. Too busy scheduling appointments. Too busy to build a website for your business. And because you're too busy, it has to be easy. And that's where Wix.com comes in. With Wix.com, it's easy for you to create your stunning website. Go to Wix.com and create your website today. It's easy and free. That's Wix.com.
660 AM, The Answer. 660 AM, TheAnswer.com. Now, The Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
Yeah. You're listening to The Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. How you doing? It's political. Oops. I screwed up. First time in months. Political science. There. I'm back. In the past few days, actually past couple of weeks, I've been watching a story that I've been really trying hard not to talk about. One of the tough things about this job is sometimes you have to talk about things that tear you to pieces. While the topic that I'm about to discuss doesn't tear me to pieces, it makes me profoundly sad. Because there's no way for anything uplifting to occur by virtue of us discussing what we're about to discuss. And I can't help but think that this is part and parcel of leftist politics. What I want you to do is I want you to go back in your memory, and I want you to think about every Democrat presidency, except, strangely enough, except for the Clinton presidency. I want you to think about LBJ, a nation racked by the assassination of a popular president and mired in the Vietnam War, culminating in the election of 1968 and the fact that the nation was coming apart in that very same year, saved only by the Apollo 8 crew reading Genesis from lunar orbit back to the good Earth. You fast forward to Jimmy Carter. Huge problems economically. Not necessarily President Carter's fault. But nonetheless, difficulty. An age of malaise, an era of malaise descended on the country. And he tried hard to talk us out of it, but couldn't do it. President Clinton broke that mold, very successful as a president, as a Democrat president. Country thrived economically fine. And then there's President Obama, who has quite literally brought us to the brink of World War III. We're sitting here watching the clouds of war grow, following in the footsteps of World War II, right down to the willingness of the antagonists to kill all the Jews. It's the weirdest thing ever. So, of the 4 Democrat presidencies I've mentioned, 3 of them involved heart-wrenching sadness, heartache, threats to the United States, its very existence, existential threats to our nation. And I don't think it's a coincidence. I think it's a matter of policy. There have been outrageous attacks on even the most basic institutions of humanity. The vast majority of us, Christians, and yet we live in a country where after vote after vote after vote after vote after vote, we have said that there should be no gay marriage. We have gay marriage. And people are angry about it. Not the ones that go out in the roads and the highways and byways and wave signs and shout, defecate on police cars. Not those people. The people that show up once every 2 or 4 years and vote. But it's a long time between those 2 and 4 years. And lots of damage gets done, just like what happened yesterday. A Democrat governor in a Democrat state signed a measure to allow physicians to prescribe lethal doses of drugs to terminally ill patients who want to end their lives. Jerry Brown has made assisted suicide legal in California. The Catholic Church obviously against it. Jerry Brown was a former Jesuit seminary student. And in the end of his decision-making process, turned away from that Jesuit ethos and could see only himself. In a spasm of narcissism equaled only by the California Assembly, which passed the damn thing to begin with. Jerry Brown was having trouble deciding whether or not he was going to approve the bill and said this: "In the end, I was left to reflect on what I would want in the face of my own death. I do not know what I would do if I were dying in prolonged and excruciating pain. I am certain, however, that it would be a comfort to be able to consider the options afforded by this bill. And I wouldn't deny that right to others." The new law is modeled after one that went into effect in 1997 in Oregon, where last year 105 people took their lives with drugs prescribed for that purpose. This is an intractable ethical dilemma for doctors. Doctors take an oath: first, do no harm. And you know what? Helping somebody kill themselves is doing harm. The California law will permit physicians to provide lethal prescriptions to mentally competent adults who have been diagnosed with a terminal illness and face the expectation that they will die within 6 months. The law will take effect 90 days after the legislature adjourns its special session on health care, which may not be until next year, January at the earliest, November at the latest. The governor's action caps months of emotional and conscientious debate over the End-of-Life Option Act, which divided physicians, ethicists, religious leaders, and the Democrat majority in the legislature. Tim Rosales Spokesman for Californians Against Assisted Suicide, which includes doctors, advocates for the disabled, the California Catholic Conference, and other religious groups, criticized Brown's action. Listen to what they said about it. This is a dark day for California and for the Brown legacy. As someone of wealth and access to the world's best medical care and doctors, the governor's background is very different than that of millions of Californians living in healthcare poverty without that same access. These are people and families potentially hurt by giving doctors the power to prescribe lethal overdoses to patients. Catholic Church officials, when asked for comments, said Rosales would speak for them. Rosales said the coalition is considering its options, including a lawsuit and a referendum. Brown said he weighed the religious arguments. The bill is not an ordinary bill because it deals with life and death, Brown wrote. The crux of the matter is whether the state of California should continue to make it a crime for a dying person to end his life, no matter how great his pain or suffering. That, sir, is rationalization. It's rationalization and it's stupidity. Don't make it a crime for a dying person to end his life. That's the bill you could pass. Not one saying that it's okay for a physician to take part in someone else's suicide, which to me smacks pretty mightily of murder. The issue raised by the legislation are personal ones for Brown, who has survived multiple brushes with cancer, lost family members. Death has been a source of humor, such as in May when he ruminated on the pointlessness of pursuing perfect solutions in an imperfect world. It's messy, there's suffering, and in the end, we all die. When you're 77, by the way, that's something a little more imminent. He had small basal cell carcinoma removed from near his right ear in 2008. 2011, he had a cancerous growth removed from his nose. The year after that, Brown was treated for early stage prostate cancer. When the treatment ended, the governor told reporters, "I'm raring to go. Don't expect me to leave too soon." Brown said he carefully considered input from doctors, including two of his own, a Catholic bishop, advocates for the disabled, as well as pleas from the family of Brittany Maynard, a cancer victim who took her own life. He said he also considered input favoring the bill from retired South African Archbishop Desmond Tutu. I have considered the theological and religious perspectives that any deliberate shortening of one's life is sinful, he wrote. All I can say is that Conrad Murray has to be sitting in his jail cell for killing Michael Jackson, wondering, wait a minute. You're giving my colleagues a free pass for letting somebody else kill themselves? Really? I'm sitting here in jail? Really? There are terrible stories. People who suffer from ALS, people who are suffering. But at the end of the day, the thoughts of excruciating pain being your only company in your final days is not necessarily true. Most of the time, doctors and those who are dedicated to hospice care are brilliant at making those pains disappear. But all this being said, it leads to one inexorable conclusion. And that inexorable conclusion is, what is the Democrat Party trying to do? when you consider their stances on abortion on demand and now assisted suicide. Is the Democrat Party becoming the party of death? Is that what the D behind politicians' names stands for now? Seriously? It's a dark day for California. It's a dark day for everyone. It's a dark day that this governor and this state has decided to play the death card again. The Democrat Party, the party of death, yes or no? Tell me next. This is the Wells Report.
Hey, I have rhythm. I love to dance, and I've been told that I dance pretty well. But I'm also totally blind, which means that sometimes my circadian rhythms can get totally out of step with the world around me. Circadian rhythms are regulated by our internal master body clock. But because I can't perceive light, my body clock simply doesn't know what time it is. This can have me wide awake in the middle of the night and fighting to stay awake during the day. That can affect relationships and make it difficult to be productive at work. And it can make every day a real challenge. It's not my imagination. It's called non-24, and it affects up to 70% of people who are totally blind. So if you're like me, you're not alone, and there is hope. Call 855-856-2424 today, or visit learnmorenon24.com to find out more about non-24. Because learning more about non-24 is the first step to getting your rhythm back.
Sponsored by Vanda Pharmaceuticals.
What would an extra $250 a month mean to you? For some, it's a little financial breathing room. For others, it's a car payment, a home repair, or help with college tuition. Hi, I'm Jay Farner, president of Quicken Loans, and I've got some great news if you're looking to save money on your mortgage. All it takes is a simple phone call to Quicken Loans at 800-QUICKEN to see if you qualify for the government's Home Affordable Refinance Program, or HARP. Folks who refinance with HARP can save an average of $250 a month. That's $3,000 a year. Our home loan experts fully understand the HARP guidelines, and they'll walk you through our streamlined process. And for 5 years in a row now, J.D. Power has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction. And for the second year in a row, they've also ranked us highest in mortgage servicing. Call 800-QUICKEN or visit QuickenLoans.com.
Visit jdpower.com for award information. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLSConsumerAccess.org. Number 3030.
What would you do if you could speak Spanish? Have a barbecue with the Spanish-speaking family next door?
Hola, ¿qué tal?
Swap stories with locals on a Costa Rican rainforest safari?
Mira, es maravilloso.
Order your favorite Tex-Mex in Spanish?
Quisiera un burrito de carne, por favor.
Once-in-a-lifetime adventures to everyday moments. If you've always wanted to learn Spanish, to have real conversations with native speakers, now you can. Because Rosetta Stone is letting everyone who calls try an absolutely free demo of its powerful language learning program. Call now, 1-800-500-3022. Fully immersing you in the Spanish language, Rosetta Stone is fast, fun, and easy. Learn on your computer or iPad. Practice on the go with your smartphone at your own pace and at your own convenience. If you've always wanted to speak Spanish, this is your chance with the fastest, easiest way to learn a language guaranteed. But don't wait. Call Rosetta Stone now for your free demo. 1-800-500-3022. That's 1-800-500-3022.
Hey, does the idea of having your home sold on time without hassle and for top dollar, does that seem unrealistic to you? Hey, Dallas, it's your friend Sean Hannity, one real estate agent to sell your home guaranteed. That's Josh DeShong of Josh DeShong Real Estate at Keller Williams. Josh averages hundreds of local, national, and international buyers every single week. Now, that means your home sells on time at a price that you agreed to, guaranteed, or Josh will buy it. Josh's clients voted, and both D Magazine and Texas Monthly ranked him as the best real estate agent in Dallas. Real estate mogul and Shark Tank star Barbara Corcoran only recommends Josh in DFW. And if I lived in Dallas and needed my home sold, guess what? I'd call Josh DeShong, and you should too. Call Josh now at 972-325-6644 or go online at getsold.net. That's 972-325-6644 or getsold.net and start packing.
This is Dan Tullis, and I just called Joel Clark, one of Select Quote Insurance Services' term life agents. Hi, Mr. Tullis. Joel, how does Select Quote save you money on term life insurance?
Well, buying term life insurance is all about choosing the right company. Let's say you take antidepressants or you smoke. All insurance companies are going to price that differently. We'll impartially shop all the companies we represent to find you the best price.
Can you give me an example?
Sure. I just got a man, 40 years old, on cholesterol medication, a $500,000 policy with a highly rated insurance company. His price? Under $25 a month.
Call 1-800-977-3397 and see how affordable term life insurance can be. That's 1-800-977-3397. 1-800-977-3397. Or go to selectquote.com. We shop, you save. Get full details on the example policy at selectquote.com/commercials. Your price could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
660 AM, The Answer. The Wells Report. Must-hear radio on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Have the Democrats turned themselves into the party of death? Seems like. Candace from Rockford, Illinois. Welcome to the Wells Report. Good to have you here, Ms. Candace.
Well, thank you, JD. Yeah, it's definitely a party with a D because the deaf is for sure, and the disabled are next on their list after the elderly and the unborn. And besides that, they're also the party of debt disorder. So, yeah, very appropriate that there's a D, and they are the party of death.
All right. I'm looking at this and I'm saying, are they really going to go down this road? And what about the disabled? You know, one of the people that they hold up as somebody wanting to end their life is a person suffering from ALS. You know, this incremental slippery slope is monstrous. It ends in a monstrous, anti-human spate of horror. And if you don't believe me, go look at those Planned Parenthood videos one more time. Talk about defenseless human beings being done savage death. There is no other way to interpret those pictures. Again, perpetrated by Democrats, defended by Democrats, the Democrat Party. The party of death? Really? This is the Wells Report.
Hey, everybody, Mark Davis for my friends at Viascan of Las Colinas. You ever hear seeing is believing? It's true. You know what else seeing can be? The difference between life and death. Seeing heart plaques and blockages so that you can know that you might be about to have a heart attack. Seeing the beginnings of cancer festering in some of your internal organs, finding it before it gets so big that it's inoperable. This is affordable preventive health care at Viascan of Las Colinas. This is what they've done for a decade and a half. John Duncan and the crew, they've done it for me. They can do it for you. 972-739-2840. Call them, make an appointment, and know what's going on. See what's going on inside your heart, inside various other organs. 972-739-2840. Bunches of specials, making it even more affordable. I love these folks, and you'll love them too when maybe, just maybe, they save your life. Seeing is believing. So see what's going on inside your heart, inside other vital organs at Viascan of Las Colinas. 972-739-2840 or 123bodyscan.com.
Check, please. No, I got it. That's the second time this week. And you got a new smartphone? Did you get a raise?
Nope, I got a refi on my car loan with EECU Credit Union.
Can I get one too?
Sure, just call 800-849-9977. They'll beat your current APR by 2% and lower your payment.
2%? Heck, with that kind of money, I could buy lunch for you and get that new 50-inch TV.
Yeah, I was paying 4% APR and they took me down to 2% APR. Plus, I got up to 90 days to make my first payment.
But you're not a teacher.
You don't have to be a teacher to refinance your car loan with EECU. Just call 800-849-9977 or visit eecu.org/660. Tell them your current APR, and as long as you've had your loan at least 90 days, they'll beat it by 2%.
Can't beat that.
But you got to move fast. It's a limited time offer in celebration of their new Alliance Town Center branch. So call 800-849-9977 or visit eecu.org/660.
Subject to credit approval. Floor rate is 2.00 annual percentage rate. Membership required. Not valid with loans currently financed with the ECU. Additional
terms and conditions apply. Call 800-849-9977 for details.
Hi, everybody. Eric Nadel here for Sovereign European Sleep Systems. This time of year, my life is crazy. Shuttling from hotel to hotel, keeping odd hours. There are lots of reasons I look forward to coming home. My wife, Jeannie, and dog Kirby are high on that list, but the hidden reason is that's where my Sovereign bed resides. I know I'll be able to catch up on all that lost sleep from all those cramped airplanes and inferior hotel beds. Check out Sovereign in Dallas and Southlake. Go to Sovereign.com, SOVN.com.
This is 660 AM, The Answer. A service of Salem Media Group. On the NASDAQ as SALM, KSKY, Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. 660 AM, The Answer.
Fox News Radio, I'm Rich Dennison. The weather has improved in the Carolinas, where storms are blamed on 19 deaths, but there's still concern along the coast.
The Waccamaw River is already about 5 feet over flood stage, and it's expected to rise another few inches. Many folks along the river have already evacuated, and officials are encouraging others to get out before the river rises more.
Fox's Garrett Tenney. President Obama apologizing to Doctors Without Borders following the U.S. attack on a hospital in Afghanistan that left 22 dead. The medical aid group wants an independent investigation. Senate Democratic leader Harry Reid suing the company, which makes an exercise band he says left him with permanent vision loss and broken bones.
A 16-page complaint filed in Clark County, Nevada, alleges the company was negligent and failed to warn consumers, including the elderly, about the dangers of the product.
Fox Radio's Jared Halpern. Fox News. We report, you decide.
660 AM, The Answer. Listen on iHeartRadio.
Let's make an offer on that Aspen Street house.
That one doesn't have a home warranty.
Is that a problem?
Not if you like paying through the nose on home system breakdowns.
Oh, what do you mean?
Like if the air conditioner quits, want to pay for a new one? Do you know how to fix the water heater, the plumbing?
Got it. Let's only look at places with home warranties.
A home warranty from American Home Shield protects homeowners against unexpected covered repairs and breakdowns of major home systems and appliances. Who would want to move into a new home without one? Just ask your local real estate professional, or for complimentary helpful information about a home warranty from American Home Shield, call now at 1-800-720-9522. Service requests are subject to a fee for each trade call. Some exclusions and limitations apply. An American Home Shield home warranty instantly gives home buyers confidence in their purchase. For complimentary helpful information, including terms, rates, and coverage, call 1-800-720-9522. 1-800-720-9522.
You know, I'm not a genius about money. I love my credit cards, and they love me. I was using them as a source of income, and then I got behind in my payments, and creditors were calling. I figured I had a problem, and I didn't know how to deal with it. I heard about Trinity, so I called and talked to a counselor. In half an hour, we worked out a plan. Now I've got one easy monthly payment, a lower interest rate, and I'm getting out of debt.
If you're in an endless cycle of paying on credit card balances that never seem to go away, then get ready for a toll-free number that will put you on a path to financial recovery. Trinity will consolidate your accounts, put a stop to late fees and over-limit charges, reduce your interest, and possibly improve your credit score. You'll save thousands. If your debt has you down, we should talk. Call 1-800-758-5360. That's 1-800-758-5360. Call 1-800-758-5360.
Sample comes with a 90-day order. Copays and deductibles may apply.
People who use urinary catheters are smiling. They called and got a free catheter sample pack of the new virtually painless catheters from Medical Direct Club. Call now and you can get your free catheter sample pack. 1-800-900-0285. These new catheters hurt less. You've never used catheters like this before. You'll receive the discreet pocket catheter for private use when you're not at home. The self-lubricating catheter for less pain and no mess. Some patients say it doesn't hurt at all. And the new polished eyelet catheter with virtually pain-free technology. It may reduce pain and the chance of urinary tract infections. For women, you'll receive the SpeedyCath compact catheter. About the size of lipstick, it fits right in your purse. Call now for your free catheter sample pack and free shipping. It will arrive with a 90-day supply, all at little or no cost to you. We'll even bill Medicare and your insurance for you. And if you don't experience less pain, we'll pick them up for free. Call 1-800-900-0285. That's 1-800-900-0285.
2 little tablets is all it takes to get thicker, fuller hair, guaranteed. Viviscal is the #1 drug-free hair growth supplement in the U.S., with 1 box being sold every minute globally. It's clinically proven, loved by celebrities, and recommended by doctors. And right now, a 90-day supply of Viviscal is being offered in your area risk-free plus free shipping. Call 800-481-7987. Viviscal nourishes thinning hair from within. It makes thin hair full hair beautiful, and promotes the growth of thicker, fuller hair guaranteed. Viviscal is so effective, 96% of women would recommend it to a friend. Listen to this.
It's vibrant, shiny, bouncy, everything you want your hair to be. I love Viviscal because it works. It completely works.
Want to try Viviscal? Every listener that calls can try it risk-free for 90 days, plus free shipping. Get thicker, fuller hair guaranteed. Call now, 800-481-7987. 800-481-7987. That's 800-481-7.
Check. All right, here we go. Check 1 2 3 5 5 4 3 2 1. How stupidly bad has liberal politics gotten in the United States of America? Well, you don't have to go very far to see the ultimate monument to stupid politics. All you got to do is go down to Houston. You know what they're trying to figure out? They're trying to figure out what restroom a man should use. Yeah, that's how stupid they are. That's how stupid the politicians are in Houston, Texas. And, oh, by the way, everywhere else. We talk about it next time on the Wells Report. Mark Davis, thank you very much for this opportunity to come by on Thursday morning. First, say, good morning, sir. You're sounding like $1,000,000 like always. But I also would like to talk a little bit about what's coming up on the Wells Report a little bit later on tonight. We're going to be talking about how in Houston, Texas, the biggest debate question is whether or not a man should use the men's room or the women's room. Well, it depends on whether he considers himself a man or not. Well, and whether he considers the people are, and whether or not it considers and whether or not the people around him consider him to be a man or not. You see, they can't figure out what men are in Houston, Texas. You know why? Because liberal politics has lost its flippin' mind. We discuss that and more next time on the Wells Report.
Miles, you can still be covered. Don't pay the dealer upcharge. Get the same coverage over the phone right now for much cheaper. For a limited time, also get roadside assistance and towing, but you must call now. Call 800-724-5815. Again, 800-724-5815. 800-724-5815. Not all plans available in all states or for all vehicles.
If you've got questions, we've got answers. 660 AM. The Answer. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions?